Folks. So we all know that I'm a little bit newer to the YouTube channel thing, which I tend to say in all of my YouTube videos. I probably should stop doing that. But I ran across a challenge, and I think the challenge has been out for quite some time, but I really like the idea of it, and it's called the Stripped Down Challenge. And in this challenge, they want you to, just run the camera, no edits, no music in the background, no filler, nothing, which I'm kind of comfortable with because I'm learning to edit anyway, ish, as you can tell. But, sometimes when things go weird or whatnot, you start over again. Well, I'm not starting over again. So the challenge is 10 minutes to just talk with you guys. So I got a timer, 10 minutes on the timer. Let's go ahead and start it. And let's talk about stuff. So I kind of had an idea. I'm trying to get comfortable. Okay, so I kind of have an idea of what I wanted to talk about. And I think it's something that I don't really hear a lot of boys talk about. As a lot of you know, with, kind of the big names of Tess Holliday and Jess Baker and all that kind of stuff coming out lately within the last year or two, there's a big body positivity movement, which is really cool. If you guys go back and look at a few of my older videos, I've mentioned and then shown that my wife is kind of a bigger girl. And I think there's two sides to every story. So I'm loving that the body positivity movement is out there. I think that everybody deserves to feel comfortable and loved for who they are and who they choose to be. And I don't think it's anybody's priority or opportunity to put somebody else down if it's unwelcomed. And that kind of stuff should always be unwelcomed. We always should be positive with each other and build each other up. And I actually believe that. I don't always follow that because I can falter sometimes, but I do believe that you should always build people up. But that's not really what I want to talk about. I actually want to talk about the other side of it, which is my side. My wife and I call ourselves the perfect 10. I'm the 1, she's the 0. When we first met, I was about 135 pounds, soaking wet. I've actually gained a lot of weight since there. I enjoy working out, so I've put on... I've probably put on like 20 pounds muscle, the other 30 is, a little bit of chubbiness going on, but that's cool. I'm down with it. But when I first met her, I was much, much smaller, and people would kind of look at us, and they would stare, and they would kind of laugh and joke, and I think the butt of it all was, how can this really skinny guy be with this more rounder girl? And people didn't really get that. But what they don't know is that it's not really been a choice for me to be attracted to a bigger girl, or I mean, like, it needs to be a choice. That's so stupid. It's just like somebody having blonde hair or blue eyes, and it's not a fetish. It's not any of that kind of weird stuff that people want to make it as. This is who I prefer. This is who I'm attracted to and who I find beautiful. And my wife, when you guys see her, is the most gorgeous person in the world to me. I got so lucky that I found this person, and not only is she drop dead beautiful, but she's also dorky and weird like I am. So we work really well together. And it has always been a little difficult for people to not understand that, whether it was family or friends or just strangers who like to make comments on how we look together. It was always something that her and I weathered together, and I don't quite know how well she held up to it. I know that I tend to be a little oblivious to that kind of stuff, but that's because I've designed myself that way. If we go back to my first crush, which would be so uncomfortable. If we go back to my first crush, would be in kindergarten. That I remember, her name was Ryan, with like Anne. And she was a chunky little girl, but I loved her. And through the years, that never went away. So kindergarten, there was Ryan, and then there was a gal named Courtney in middle school who, once again, was a little bit more heavier set. In high school, this poor girl, I never told her. I had the biggest crush on her. And if she ever watches this thing, she probably knew, but I was too afraid to do anything about it. A girl named Maggie in high school, who they were all heavy-set girls. They were all plus-size women, and at that time, being young and stupid and not willing to stand up for what I believed in, I never went after these people, and I should have. I missed out on a lot. I missed out on some good people. Probably not the right people for that time, but they would have been good for that time in my life. And they deserved me, and I deserved them in terms of if I was comfortable with myself. So I would assume it's just like being somebody who was gay or lesbian, which was they had to come to terms and go against what people thought they needed to be. Now it's a little bit different. Everybody's a little bit more accepting, not a lot, but a little bit. But this is 15, 20 years ago now for me, where dating a bigger girl was not accepted. In high school, you would have gotten crucified, which really sucks. So I always went for kind of the kind of the thinner, but I had absolutely no attraction to these people at all. It was just what was expected of me. And finally, my senior year of high school, I call it this, I quote it, I came out of the closet. I finally decided, you know what, who the hell cares? This is me. This is who I'm going to be. This is a turning point in my life. You need to be a leader. You need to stop thinking what everybody else cares about you or thinks about you and do what's right for you. And so I asked out a girl who was much, much older than I was. She was 29 years old. Come to find out she was a terrible person, but at least it started me on my journey to accepting who I was. Who was probably about 300 pounds. And at that time, I was even skinnier than the 135. I was probably around 120. Everybody laughed. Everybody joked. Everybody laughed. Everybody made fun of me. My family didn't quite understand why, because I'm a fairly active person, why I would quote unquote limit myself. Because I couldn't go hike. I couldn't share those kind of things with that person because that's not how their bodies were designed. They can, but the person that I was with that time just wasn't able to accomplish, let's say, going on a 4-mile rigorous hike. And so I've had to actually battle that for quite some time. Even to this day, we still get kind of snickers and pointed at and things like that. But I'm lucky enough to have found my wife, who we're comfortable together. We get it. We have gone through a lot of different obstacles. We actually tried ourselves to open a body positivity nightclub. We called it a size acceptance nightclub. Um, got a lot of press for it, a lot of media attention, some positive, some negative. It didn't go very well because we kind of opened it up in a smaller community, and I don't know. We tapped out at like 30 people that would come on a Friday night, which, you know, this being 7 or 8 years ago now, maybe that was really good. We were a little progressive, ahead of the curve when it comes to the body positivity thing. Now it would probably do a hell of a lot better, but we've kind of gotten out of that lifestyle. We're home buddies now. We don't need to go out and do bars and stuff on the weekends. But that's kind of my story, which was for every big girl. Oh, I've already reached my 10 minutes. For every big girl or plus size girl out there who is fighting to be accepted, there is an equal part. There is a boy out there who wants to be your boyfriend. He just doesn't know how to do it yet. He needs to come to grips with himself and understand that it doesn't matter what other people think. And when you do that, if you guys are listening to me, when you do that, you'll find a really great relationship. And now, I mean, I've been married with my wife for 5, going on 6 years. Oh, crap. 6 going on 7 years? Got married in 2010, so in March it'll be 7 years. Hopefully my wife doesn't call me out on that. But we've been together for, I believe it'll be 11 or 12 years in October. And I'm really lucky. I'm glad that I finally had the confidence to choose to be who I was and not give a crap about what other people think. And in the process, I get to build my wife up. She has confidence in spades anyway, but I never have a problem going out in public with her. I never have a problem with any of that. And she doesn't have a problem with it either, because that's not who we are. We love each other, and if somebody else points and snickers, we'll just point right back, because those people don't understand life yet, and they're missing out. So, there's my strip down challenge. That went a lot better than I thought it was going to. My 10 minutes is up. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys again. I'm stuck in the bed. Hold on, wait for it.